In August 2017, Congress passed the Veterans Appeals Improvement and Modernization Act of 2017 to reform the VA appeals system. The current system has a backlog that leaves veterans waiting for a decision for an average of 3 years and waiting 5 to 7 years if the case is appealed to the Board of Veterans' Appeals. Since the Appeals Modernization Act, or AMA, was signed into law, the VA is calling the current, soon-to-be-old, appeal system the legacy system. It is not totally clear what VA will call the new appeals system. So far, we've heard Appeals Modernization, AMA, the new appeals system, and appeals reform. The new system went into full effect on February 19, 2019. All rating decisions issued on or after that date will be processed in the new system. So how does this new appeals process work? When you file a disability claim with VA, they review the evidence and make a decision. If VA denies your claim, you may choose to appeal the decision. That's where the new process comes in. VA used to have a one-size-fits-all appeal system. That's the legacy system. Now, VA gives veterans 3 different review options or lanes. In each lane, VA does a different type of review of the decision on your initial disability claim. In the higher level review lane, a higher up, more experienced VA official will take a completely fresh look at the evidence and records you submitted with your original claim. This lane is like a second opinion from someone who wasn't involved in the first decision. You can also choose to have an informal conference with the higher level reviewer to discuss your claim and why you disagree with the last decision. However, in this lane, you cannot submit any new evidence. VA will only look at what you had in your file at the time of its last decision. In the supplemental claim lane, you must submit new evidence that is relevant to the reason your claim was denied. This lane is the only option in the new system where VA still has a duty to assist, meaning they have to help you find the records or evidence you need for your claim. The Notice of Disagreement lane, sometimes called the Board lane, is an appeal to the Board of Veterans' Appeals, a.k.a. the Board. In the legacy system, veterans had to go through 2 additional appeals and lots of back and forth with their regional office before they could take their claim to the Board. Now you can appeal directly to the Board after your first VA decision. There, a trained attorney, called a Veterans Law Judge, will review your appeal. Within the NOD lane, there are 3 dockets. In the Direct Review docket, a Veterans Law Judge, or VLJ, reviews only the evidence already in your claims file. You cannot submit new evidence in this docket, and you will not attend a hearing with the VLJ. In the Evidence docket, you can submit new evidence, but will not have a hearing with the VLJ. Evidence must be submitted with your NOD or within 90 days following your NOD. In the Hearing docket, you will have an in-person or teleconference hearing with a VLJ. You will have the opportunity to submit new evidence either at the hearing or within 90 days following the hearing. If you're planning to appeal to the Board, listen up. VA has said that the appeals in the Hearing docket as well as the Evidence docket will be the Board's last priorities while it works its way through the remaining legacy appeals and the Direct Review docket. So expect several years of waiting if you select the Hearing docket or the Evidence docket. If you disagree with VA's initial decision on your claim, you can choose between the higher level review lane, the supplemental claim lane, and the Board of Veterans' Appeals. But what if you disagree with the decision VA made in the lane you choose for your appeal? After receiving an unfavorable decision in the higher level review or supplemental claim lanes, you can appeal to another lane based on what is right for your case. If you appeal within 1 year of the decision, you won't lose your original effective date, the date when you start receiving VA benefits. After a Board decision, you can appeal to the supplemental claim lane within 1 year, or you can appeal to the Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims within 120 days. In both cases, your effective date will be preserved. Bottom line for effective dates: make sure you select another lane within a year to preserve your effective date. That will help you receive the full amount of compensation you deserve if and when VA grants your claim. If you're not sure which lane is right for your case, reach out to a veterans service organization like our colleagues at DAV or a legal representative. AMA is a new, largely untested system that even VA adjudicators are still learning, so getting knowledgeable advice is key to the success of your claim.